rare occurrence and have allowed surface application of the dispersant to occur virtually every day since the directive was issued. So that is our brief report on the oil spill. Now, keep everything in perspective. We're trying to give you a broad number of news headlines that affect you and your reality. It's not just about what some people call a new world order. It's also about real life, your relationships, how you relate to some of these economic problems. What are the choices that you're making? How are you utilizing your free will in light of all this information that's available at our fingertips? This is why I cover a lot of different stories on the show, because a lot of these different stories is exactly why we're shuffling up the deck tonight. As you'll see, they're all interrelated in some way. They're all symptoms of a root cause, something that we all have to look at. Where's our species going? What's going on with the direction of man? Why are all these things happening at one particular point in time? And you don't have to subscribe to some sort of 2012 doomsday understanding of what's going on or happening in the future to understand that these are very historic times for the species with so much happening at once. And collectively, we have to be a lot more responsible for where we go from here on out. And of course, that means holding our local representatives accountable. Dan Salzman, he was in this room on April 25th, 2010 on Bruce Broussard's Oregon Voter Digest. He was debating with Jesse Cornett, I believe, who was running for city council, Dan Salzman's seat number 3. Mary Volm, who's also been on the show, she was debating him as well in this room. She worked for the city in the financial department division for about 25 years. And definitely she's someone that has a certain level of integrity and honesty when you talk to her. And a lot comes from the body language. Dan Salzman, on the other hand, also known as the robot, the wind-up doll. He's being medicated for a number of different things. I wonder if antidepressants is one of them to kind of hold back the guilt. Dan Salzman came out of this room. I thought I would ask him point blank. Bill, we'll get track number 3 ready. If you had any response to the concerns that it brought City Council about the black helicopters that fly over the city. And there was another sighting. I saw something else about 2 weeks ago in North Portland that circled North Portland for about 3 hours. Of course, there's Top Off 4, the anti-terror drill that took place in Portland, Oregon. Millions of dollars in federal money. At the end of the speech, I point out the fact you need to remember and recognize that there are strings attached for all the money that you're taking from the federal government. And in light of all the lies that the federal government has told us, why should we trust them when the contingency plans, what they do when it hits the fan, are completely secret? Perhaps they're secret because of something that might be in those plans. And with that, I'm quoting Representative Peter DeFazio, a rep here in Oregon, that raised those very concerns before the Homeland Security Committee, of which he was a member, but not allowed to see those particular plans. Mayor Adams needs to know that just because Adams isn't the mayor anymore, Potter rather, doesn't mean that those clandestine plans for continuity of government aren't still in place. They are still in place. And we know from the Top Off 4 exercise, a martial law drill, that was literally set over our city, our beloved city of Portland, Oregon. In the drill, this was in 2007, I got a press pass and went to each one of their little staged events. Our loving governor, Ted Kulongoski, sits before everybody and says, basically, I'm going to fall into a trap in this exercise. The whole thing's a script. Something bad's going to happen to me, and I've been told, and now he's joking as if this is funny, the only thing I got to worry about is when they put the little rubber gloves on. It's just like, most people don't even know this took place in our backyard. But it did. And this is my polite conversation with Dan Salzman. We'll be back in a few. Dan Salzman's in that room right there. They're having a debate. Mary Volm and some other guy named Jesse and Dan are debating the issues that people are comfortable debating at this particular moment in time. What's going on there. And we're going to talk with Dan, though, to see if he has any reaction whatsoever to what I said before City Hall pertaining to Homeland Security and their involvement in Portland, Oregon. Anything at all, sir? Anything at all? This is April 25th, 2010. I thought I lost the tape. I just found it, fortunately. This is the studio where I'm broadcasting from right now, as a matter of fact. My name's Alex. Alex. Nice to meet you. I was wondering if you had any response to some of the concerns that I raised in City Council last week.
Refresh my memory.
Pertaining to Homeland Security, their ongoing involvement in a number of drills and other things going on that I know Potter's no longer the mayor, but I do know that some contingency plans are firmly intact, and there's concerns about civil liberties and things of that nature. Do you share some of those concerns, or?
Yeah, I mean, I share concerns about our civil liberties, and I think that's something that we have to, work vigilantly to defend. I mean, I think I may disagree with it. I think Department of Homeland Security and emergency preparedness overall is a good thing, and I wasn't sure I really tracked your concerns.
There are concerns about Homeland Security and why they're doing these drills. The real reason why they're doing these drills, and that's what I'm directly asking. Do you trust them? Do you think that they're giving us all the information as to why they're doing these drills, or do you think that we need to continue to take a closer look at why these things are being done on such a
brain
large
scans,
scale
sir.
in multiple U.S. cities?
I think they're being done because we learned after 9/11 we have to confront tragedies of an unprecedented scale, and so I think to prepare is better than not to be prepared. I don't see any hidden agenda there. I guess I don't.
Okay. Are you aware that there are certain plans where, for example, say the economy takes a downturn quite a bit, and there's civil unrest, for example, which the government is kind of anticipating. They have plans to send in troops, and they're like Washington Post articles, and we don't want to have a chaotic situation. I'm not an anarchist, by the way, but I'm wondering if that's the best way to go about preparing for this potential crisis in the future.
Yes,
I don't know if the federal government deserves our trust with the amount of lying that's been done to us by both the Obama and Bush administration.
Well, I guess I guess I'll just have to disagree.
Well, I just wanted to get your opinion on that, so I know where you stand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
This is Jason from Recall Sam Adams.
Jason.
Yes, I am. And Alex, thank you so much for all the work you did. But you bring up good points about what's going to happen.
Look,
from here on out.
I wasn't trying to posit in an argument or debate with Dan Salzman. Here's a little bit of information. I'm prodding him. Is there a pulse here? Are you really a robot? Do you really have a wind-up doll? Can I pat your back and check for any type of battery pack in the back of you, sir? I'm concerned you're a walking drone that's repeating fear-mongering quotes and phrases that you don't even understand. I mean, these people don't even understand, or they do understand. Which is it, Mayor Adams? Because I would really like to know what side of the fence you're on and how much you know. Mayor Sam Adams, you've been called out. And there needs to be more people. I want my audience calling Sam Adams' office politely and asking for dialogue, engagement with the community. As we go into this greatest depression, don't think the cops are going to be there to save you and your little dog Toto, your girlfriend. That's your job, men. But yet we get conditioned to believing that that's not really our jobs, that it's only the boys in the blue that are there to protect the tribe. It's in our instinct to protect the tribe. I need to get to the news. Before I do that, it's very simple. You walk into the Portland Police Precinct, you ask to speak to a man in charge. You try to engage in dialogue. These are the things I'm concerned about. You know how much hatred there is out there, cops, about what you do and who you are. Here's a great way to mediate the situation. Let's have a conversation. Back 50 years ago, the cop used to come in. He knew the grandparents in the area, the guy that owned the farm, the guy that had the tractor store. Small towns, of course, had small town police, knew their community. Now we're in big metropolises, and people wonder in these big cities why we seem to have so many problems living amongst one another. But in this metropolis called Portland, I can see us do better. I could see us do a lot better, the Portland Police, and of course maintain basic services. Can we do better? Can we imagine a better police department operating more efficiently? It can happen, but it has to involve dialogue, and there has to be some sort of common ground. There has to be some sort of, if they resent us calling them pigs, and I don't choose to call people names, at least I try not to as I get older, because it doesn't get anything done. But we want to at least bridge the gap and let them know we're initiating dialogue and we're concerned about martial law, and we want them to know they have a choice to make, that they need to exercise their free will. This is the latest edition of Willamette Week, and it hammers home a very important point. You think the Portland cops are bad? You need to look at the Clackamas County Nazis. All the deaths in that jail. In fact, my dad got his nose smashed in the late 80s for talking back to a cop. But this is the artistic cover of the Willamette Week. But
is it really a lie? You look at Marines and you look at police and you look at domestic violence, you look at rape. In fact, I have a story here about a Boise officer that raped a 2-year-old. It's in the hospital now. He's on his way to the penitentiary.